Petite Rings. In the afternoon sunlight, the kick-off crown shimmered atop Petite's head. "Oh, Petite," Gleam said, "you're dazzling." "Shimmering seashell she sure is," said Treasure. "Oh, how nice of you to say," said Petite. "I can't wait for the Buddies' Day Parade." Balloons, streamers, and a giant banner with Buddies' Day Parade painted on it decorated Whisker Haven village, along with a dozen hay-filled wooden carts with colourful wheels. Lily, the purple cat, played her trumpet as Niall the monkey rang the gong, creating lively music. The crowd of citizens and palace pets danced in the streets. Miss Featherbon held up a wing, and silence fell upon the street. "Petite," she said, "it's time for you to—" Miss Featherbon scratched her beak. "What was I saying? Oh yes, it's time to kick off the Whisker Haven Buddies' Day Parade." "Sure," said Petite, "just one moment." She took out a manual called Buddies' Day 101. "It says here that a pet kicks the lever and enchants the hayrides to parade through Whisker Haven." "Sounds easy enough." She closed the book and glanced up at a contraption with a sling and massive wooden lever. "Splendificent," said Miss Featherbon, pouring glitter bits into the sling. Petite stepped up to the contraption while pets and citizens hopped into the hay-filled carts. Niall rang the gong. Petite turned around and kicked the lever. The contraption slung the glitter bits into the air, where they floated down and landed on the hayrides. The hay-filled carts glowed, rocked and floated. They glided down the street with pets and citizens whooping and hollering. "Wonderful job, Petite," said Miss Featherbon, flying off and landing on a hayride. Jane Hare, a black and white cat and owner of Pet Grooming Boutique, sashayed over to Petite. "Ciao, thank goodness I found you." "Hi," Petite said. "How are you?" "I'm sorry, but I have no time for small talk. I need to take my crown back," said Jane Hare, holding out her paw. "What?" Petite said. "Is this your crown?" "Yes, it's true," said Jane Hare with a nod, "and I need to take it back now." But why?" asked Petite. "I can't say," said Jane Hare. "It's a secret." "Nice," Petite said. "What's the secret?" Jane Hare slapped her paw to her forehead. "Petite, I can't tell you that, but if I told you what the secret was, then it wouldn't be a secret anymore. So give me the crown, please," said Jane Hare. But when Petite tried to take the crown off, it stayed still. It wouldn't budge. It was as if the crown was glued to the top of her head. Petite shook her head, but the crown stayed put. "Come on," Petite said. "Get off." She kept pulling and prying and yanking and wrenching, but nothing happened. "What's the problem, Petite?" asked Jane Hare. It's stuck," Petite said. "I see," said Jane Hare with a nod. "Oh, good," Petite said. "So you know how to get this crown off my head?" "No," Jane Hare said. "I have no idea. I was just saying that I see the crown is stuck. This has never happened before. My enchanted crown must really like you." Petite's lip trembled. "Enchanted?" she said. "Oh, no." "Let me try," said Jane Hare. She grabbed the crown and pulled and pushed and pried. But it was no use. She stood back. "I have to go get ready for something secret," she said. "But don't worry, Petite, you are smart. You'll figure it out. Please come to my shop before sunset with the crown, and good luck getting it off." Jane Hare ducked and disappeared into the crowd. Petite raced over to Miss Featherbon. "Help," she said. "The crown won't come off." What a delightful problem to have, said Miss Featherbone. I know just what to do. You do? Asked Petite. I do what? Asked Miss Featherbone. You can help get the crown off? Asked Petite. My, I think I know how to help, but I don't know if I remember, said Miss Featherbone. I know, said Petite. I'll look in a book. See you later, Miss Featherbone. She raced through the street, squeezing among the pets and citizens who were watching and riding on the magically moving hayrides. She crept around the village well, ran past some shops, crossed the gold-tilted bridge of the Poor Lace, raced through its iron gates and flew through the throne room. In Petite's library, she rifled through the rows of books and pulled out one called Enchanted Crowns and Tiaras. This should do, said Petite. Petite searched the table of contents and found a chapter titled How to Remove a Crown That's Magically Stuck to Your Head. She flipped to the chapter. Let's see, she said as she read. What do we have here? She found a riddle written across the page. A deep ring makes the village well. I suppose if I want to remove this crown, I'm going to have to solve this riddle, said Petite. She scratched her chin. A deep ring, she muttered. A deep ring makes the village well. She stood up. What would make a deep ring? Petite paced. A ring is a piece of jewellery, but there's nothing especially deep about something that has a hole in the middle, so that's probably not it. Maybe the riddle is talking about a deep ringing sound. Petite walked out of her library, trotted out of the Poor Lace and began wandering through Whisker Haven village, weaving among the crowds of pets and citizens who were enjoying the Buddies' Day parade. What has a deep ring that could make the village well? She said. Petite stopped moving. The gong! Petite picked up a baton. The gong will make a deep ring, she said, and hopefully it'll also somehow get this crown off me. Here it goes. Petite rang the gong. She hit it so mightily that not only did it ring deeply, but the sound also startled the magic hayrides and made them go wild. Oh no, said Petite. Dreamy picked up her head. I just dreamt that the hayrides were going haywire. That's no dream, Dreamy, Sultan said, taking hold of her paw. Hold on tight, called Niall. The palace pets and citizens held on, shouting out for help. Oh, dearie, dearest me, Miss Featherbone said as she took flight. What have I done? Said Petite. I got the riddle wrong. It's nothing to do with the ringing of the gong. In fact, ringing it did the opposite of making the village well. What about the village well? Asked Treasure from her bucking hayride. The village well, Petite said. The village well, of course. Petite looked over the crowd at the well, beside one of the shops. The village well is a deep ring in the ground. It's the answer to the riddle, she grinned. Petite turned and galloped over to the hayrides. I'm sorry if I frightened you, hayrides, she said. Please calm down. I didn't mean to cause a ruckus or disturb you. The hayrides barreled away from her. Oh no, said Petite, racing after them. Mayday on Buddy's Day, said Gleam. I'm coming, Petite said. This is a royal disaster, said Miss Featherbone, flying above her and hiding her eyes. The hayrides vanished into Whisker Woods. Hurry, Petite, said Miss Featherbone. What can you do to calm them down? I don't know, said Petite. Think, dearie, said Miss Featherbone. Well, when I want to relax, I read a good book, said Petite, so I'll give that a try. Entering Whisker Woods, Petite gained speed, galloped ahead of the hayrides and opened one of her favourite books, titled The Tortoise and the Mare. Once upon a time, she said, reading from the book, there was a tortoise and a mare who had a big race. The hayrides slowed down. Keep reading, Petite, said Sultan. Everyone thought the mare was going to win, said Petite. The hayrides stopped moving, but everyone was surprised when they crossed the finish line together. Then everyone cheered and they all lived happily ever after, said Petite. The hayrides floated in place. You did it, Petite, said Miss Featherbourne, swooping beside her. Now, my lovely hayrides, she said, let's head back to the village and finish this parade in the most splendificent way. The hayrides rumbled over the grass and moved back towards the village. Everyone in the hayrides cheered. Thanks, Petite, said Taj. You really are a great buddy, Niall called over to her. Thank you, Petite said. Hearts, hooves, paws.